Hey guys, so Marvel and DC Comics are taking over TV. We're hanging out with resident geek expert David Lacey for the Inside Scoop. What's up?
It's true, Mackenzie. It's crazy. There are all of these upcoming comic book TV shows that they have announced, stuff there's rumors about. It's insane.
I mean, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. just premiered last week. What did you think of it?
I really liked it. You know, I gotta be honest, I was one of those people that was a little skeptical at first. You know, I'm always worried about like oversaturation and stuff, but I really enjoyed it. I mean, it doesn't hurt to have Joss Whedon write it and direct it.
Personally, I feel like I was a little bit let down by the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. premiere. I mean, going into it, I was super hyped. I was really excited for it. I just feel like the character development wasn't there.
Really?
Yeah.
I liked Fitz and Simmons a lot.
You?
Yeah, I love that. I love these like little British scientists running around. I thought they were so adorable and really cool. You know,
they're so generic.
I like the fact that they have a guy who's like, well, I mean, but you know, these things are like, you know, there's these tropes in TV. You know, there's these constants. You need the brains.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't have the brains, then you can't have the guys who can figure out all the sciencey stuff. And you need action guy and action girl. I mean, I really didn't mind it. I enjoyed it. Did I love it? No, I didn't love it. But at the same time, there's a lot of potential there to be a really cool show.
I agree with that. But I feel like, I don't know, it was just a little bit of I was lacking.
What do you think they could have done? Like, did you need like Chris Hemsworth to show up with his giant hammer and be like, "Hi, ladies, how's it going?"
I don't know. I just feel like the characters were shallow. They didn't really develop them enough for me to relate to them in the pilot episode.
Men in Black. They're supposed to be shallow. They're like shady government forces.
I don't know that the Marvel name is enough for me to come back every week. I mean, I'll come back to it, but relating to the characters and relating to the story.
But are you a big Marvel fan anyway? Do you like go like, I can't wait for Thor to come out? Like, that's the #1 movie I want to see this year.
No.
Because the Marvel thing never has that much like gravity to you, right? It doesn't pull you in the same way as my fellow nerds.
I disagree with that. No, I definitely think there's character development in all of the films, and you relate to them as, like, in any traditional film genre or television show, you are there to see these characters on a recurring basis. Mm-hmm. And I don't know that I really care about the people in this one.
Well, it is just a pilot, isn't it?
Don't ever tell me there's no way.
But Mackenzie, there's a bunch of other shows that they're talking about. What do you want to talk about first?
There's so many.
Gotham, maybe
okay,
Gotham. Would you like
Let's
to do Gotham?
Gotham?
Okay. Yeah, Gotham's going to happen. It's going to be on Fox. I'm really excited about it. It's actually going to be from Bruno Heller, the guy who created The Mentalist. He created Rome. You know, he's really like, you know, a cool guy, right? I'm also a little worried about it because at least S.H.I.E.L.D. had something you could sort of hold on to. It's like, oh, you know, it's like, it has to do with the Marvel Universe, has to go with S.H.I.E.L.D. going right now. Mm-hmm. Gotham is kind of a prequel to most of the Batman stuff we've ever seen. You know, it's about Commissioner Gordon or Detective Gordon in this show. They haven't actually said what time period it is, though. Obviously, it's before Batman. We will never actually see Batman in the series.
How far in advance do you think it's going to be?
At the end of the day, it's going to be either 5 to 10 years before Batman shows up, based on how far they want to take the show.
Yeah.
I assume because you know there's certain benchmarks they have to hit. I'm assuming the first like scene will be like, you know, little Bruce Wayne, like, you know, over his parents' dead body. Ooh. And like beat cop Commissioner, beat cop Gordon being like, "It's okay, son," and then flash forward to a few years from there where he's a detective. What's exciting about it isn't just James Gordon, but obviously the idea of like showcasing the origins of the supervillains that Batman fights.
Right.
That's kind of the big selling point. You know, will we see the origin of the Joker, Scarecrow, Ra's al Ghul, you know, all these characters that are really cool that people really love.
I don't know, I feel like I'm going to want to see Batman.
Well, of course you're going to want to see Batman, and that is the problem with the show at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's the same with S.H.I.E.L.D. It's like the side interesting characters that aren't like even close to as cool as the main character getting their own show. But is the world of Gotham interesting enough? I guess that's the question.
I think it could be, and I mean there always is the potential if it's doing really poorly they could just flash forward 10 years
It's true. It's true.
Oh, and here we are as Batman.
And
then you have a Batman show.
Well, they're never going to do a Batman show.
They could.
No, it's not going to happen.
Hot damn, Ace. It's that super fast guy from Central City.
The Flash. He'll take care of this clown.
Well, see, the CW is a great network because Warner Brothers owns them. Warner Brothers owns DC. That's why you see all these things like Smallville, Birds of Prey, Arrow. And speaking of Arrow, Flash is essentially going to be sort of a spin-off from Arrow. They're going to introduce the character in 3 episodes of this year of Arrow. Grant Gustin, do you know who that guy is? He was on Glee. You watch Glee, right?
No.
What? You don't watch Glee? I don't know. I don't watch Glee either. Anyway,
I tried with that show.
Apparently this dude's in Glee, so I guess he can sing and maybe dance. So maybe that'll be a big part of the Flash series. Would you like to see that?
No? That sounds awful.
Well, yeah, it doesn't sound great. But you know what? I remember, you know, I'm a child of like the 80s and 90s. I remember the Flash TV series from the 90s. It was super cheeseball.
Maybe I'm warming up to you after all.
There are people that the Flash is their favorite character, but it's kind of rare.
Yeah.
It is kind of rare, but I've met a few people, especially people like in the Midwest.
I feel like
They
it's
love
just
him.
it's tough because he's kind of a cheesier character.
Well, I think the question is, Barry Allen as a forensics guy, can they mix in the CSI-ness
Yeah, that's
with the
interesting.
Flash? That's what's going to make it work.
Yeah.
The thing is, the CW, formerly WB, they're really good at these superhero shows. I mean, for everything you want to say about Smallville, it lasted 10 years.
He's obsessed.
That's a long time. 10 years. That's scoreboard.
They do
okay?
that on that
Scoreboard.
network forever.
Yeah, I know. Well, you don't need very high ratings, and they always make money.
Next up is NBC's show in development, John Constantine.
Out of all the shows, this is the one that excites me the most. I know when people think of Constantine, a lot of the time they think of that Keanu Reeves movie a lot of people didn't like or didn't see. But actually, the John Constantine character is very popular, very cool. He's a creation of Alan Moore, which of course is kind of a huge, giant icon of comic books. And it's actually really cool, and I think could really fit well in TV, particularly because people aren't going to come into it with the same sort of expectations. Because at the end of the day, John Constantine is not Batman. He's not Superman. He's not even Thor. A lot of people aren't really familiar with him, so they can
That's
kind
true.
of introduce him in a great way. John Constantine is this character who he's basically kind of like that character, the Mentalist. Essentially, he's a sorcerer, but he's a con man, and he gets people to do stuff, and he wins with his wits. It's not all about magic and action. And he's a really interesting guy, and a lot of people tend to die around him who are his friends. He's a very conflicty anti-hero type character, which is a very kind of popular thing right now in television. There's a lot of characters like that. So I actually think Constantine, out of all of them, could do the best if they did it right. It's really going to come down to casting. It's really going to come down to a guy. They need to get a British guy. There's no excuse not to at this point. Like half of the guys on TV are British or Australian anyway. And a lot of people were upset that Keanu Reeves played Constantine in the movie because he's a British character. And it's going to take a guy that you can really just can carry the whole show because a lot of the people around him are going to die. I relate to see someone like Theo James play him. Do you know who Theo James is? Theo James is on that show Golden Boy, but he's a British actor. He was on this great show Bedlam. He's really awesome. He's blonde. He's British. I think he's fantastic. He's going to be on that movie Divergent.
Okay.
That's based on his
Yeah, I
novels.
know this one.
And I really like him. I think he could be great.
We talked about Agent Carter a little bit last week. Is
Yes.
there any new development with that?
No,
or?
I mean, Haley Atwell keeps on doing interviews saying, I think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows if it's actually going to happen? They keep on talking about it. I mean, part of it could have just been hype for the upcoming Iron Man 3 Blu-ray release. It's like, keep on trying to crack the period
I feel like
piece
it would
thing
be
in
like
networks.
Pan Am meets Marvel.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
ABC
don't
show. They
degrade,
could totally
don't degrade
do that.
it with Pan Am, okay?
It's almost the same outfit.
Network shows keep on trying to do these period pieces and they don't work.
Right.
They only work on these cable shows because then they can go, this is how it actually was, and it was messed up.
And it's a lot more expensive to do the period pieces.
But I think something like, Agent Carter, where it's a sort of nostalgic age of World War II and past and 50s stuff, I think it could work, and it'd be really interesting. So I don't know. I would totally watch it. I love Haley Atwell, so we'll have to see. So that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, there's also going to be Unthinkable that they're going to come out, which is a Boom Studios comic book. There's also going to be The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. They're going to try to do that again, which is crazy to me. So it's just, these are just some of the bigger ones. But either way, what do you guys want to see? What comic book would you love to see as a TV series? Let us know in the comments down below.
And we'll see you guys next time.